I'm John Hanna for CityTV.net here in New York City, and we have Jacob Young joining us from Chicago. Thanks for joining us, Jacob.
How is it going?
Awesome, awesome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. How do you look at it from the marketing point of view?
When it comes to marketing, this is really for Craigslist and these sorts of sites, but really Craigslist is the to direct the customer itself. For example, I can tell you, I was doing consulting for a debt consolidation company a couple years ago, and they spent about $200,000 a year on, or $200,000 a month on lead generation. And I was like, well, okay, well, how much? What's your your ROI? And he's like, well, 5%. I was like, oh my gosh. So I did a little test on Craigslist, and I did a very targeted ad that was specifically asking. Basically, it was their own. Qualifier list, and I put it up there. And then in the morning, we had 27 responses to that list, where it was exactly the people they needed. And I asked him. I said, have you tried anything like this before? Gone directly to the people? And he said, no, we use email campaigns. We do cold calling, and we do mailers. And I said, let me tell you two things that someone who's in debt crisis is not doing. They're not answering the phone, and they're not reading their mail, because that's what debt collectors are trying to reach them. I said, you have to go to where they're looking at something actively, and that's where Craigslist comes in.
Wow. All right, so that's pretty fun tidbit. Any other samples that you want to bring in?
It's interesting how realtors are finding it useful now, and even I know that a couple of different companies are actually bringing it. Larger companies that I can't say are coming into the real
NDA.
Yes, right. Well, and the funny thing is, I didn't even get chosen for the project, but I still, just in case, I don't want to. I have a perfect example. I have a friend who is a real estate renter here. So he was having difficulty. People were not showing up, and he wasn't getting sales. And so I said, well, let me just let me do a little look around, and I posted a couple things on Craigslist, and that I was trying to get a hold of, because we were supposed to be meeting that night to go over some stuff for him. I was going to put some ads up with him, and I didn't hear from them. I didn't hear from him the next day and the next day. And 3 days later, I was like, okay, you have to call me back. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I have been slammed, but I've been, booked out the yin-yang, because people have been responding to, this ad that you posted. And I was like, oh, great. So, he literally got 6 qualified people there in his place. I think he got 4 people signed up. Actually went ahead and went through the process and basically made 4 deals within that 3 days. And I'm not claiming that my stuff is, that Craigslist is better than, whatever anybody else uses. I don't know what they use, but all I know is that Craigslist, every time I've worked on it, works great, So it's just, can I use a stupid example? Can I use a really...
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. If you're standing on the street and you are standing in front of a store, and you need to sell purple pants, but you can only sell purple pants to people who have red shorts on. Well, what a lot of people do with their advertising is they'll sit out there and they'll say, who wants purple pants? Who wants purple pants? Well, a lot of people want purple pants. So they'll come up to there and they're like, oh, wait, sorry, you don't have red shorts on. What Craigslist lets you do is it lets you be on the other side of the street, on the other store, and say, if you have red shorts on and you want purple pants, come see me. So then the only people that are really coming to me are people who have purple pants on who want red shorts. And that's what Craigslist does. It allows you to be able to say, I'm looking for exactly this person in this specific location who wants this particular service, who needs it now or at this time and this price. And so in reality, the only people who are going to respond to your ad, unless they're just wild off crazy, are people who are absolutely targeted to what you're talking about.
So one of our listeners sent in this question. Key questions, words do you use when introducing your service and self to a prospective client? So you're in a networking event. What do you tell people when you meet them?
Actually, I will not tell them anything. I will let them ask, and then I answer the questions they ask. That's for me personally, but I try to keep it very minimal. My name is Jacob Young. I online reputation management, and do it's simple. I just basically I won't tell people that I'm an author. I won't tell people that I publish, whatever, because it just comes off as arrogant and proud boasting. So I typically won't say, hi, my name is Jacob Young. I'm this. I will say, hi, what do you do? and I let them go. But that's just me.